Throw your bags in the plane. I'll get started on pre-flight. Better buckle up tight, because it's gonna be a rough ride.
No truer words have ever been spoken about a game by the very same game. Welcome to The Long Dark, a gritty yet artistic look at what life is like when you are alone and utterly screwed. The first thing you notice about this game when you fire up the campaign is how completely unforgiving the game is to you. You are figuratively naked and afraid, wounded, lucky to be alive, and unlikely to remain so for long. You are dumped into the frozen tundra that is Canada, with snow to your knees and grizzly bears and wolves infesting every square inch of its horribly mountainous terrain. This is, of course, precisely how Canada is. The land hates people nearly as much as Australia does. The first task you are presented with is removing a giant shard of sharp metal from your hand. But no explanation is forthcoming on how to do that. It doesn't take long to figure it out, but if it does dawn upon you quickly enough, you could easily bleed out or freeze to death in the opening scene before you can even move yet. After removing the piece of airplane that was impaling you, your next task is to find shelter and food and water and to build a fire and to basically survive for several nights in a row on what amounts to extremely little firewood or food, and venturing out to find more supplies leads to death after but a few short moments. To put it bluntly, it's just like real life, minus the grocery stores and McDonald's and Starbucks every 20 meters. So assuming you survive the 5 whole days in accelerated game time that you are expected to survive before your eviscerated hand heals miraculously enough to allow you to climb like Spider-Man up the side of the mountain to locate your plane's passenger, ex-wife, and apparently linchpin of the whole story. In between checkpoints, you occasionally get cutscenes which slowly leak elements of the actual story so that you know what's going on after the jarring cold open of the campaign. The second thing you notice about this game is the interesting presentation. While the scripting of the cutscenes is cliché as all get out, and the voice acting is stiff, an issue not made any better by the mediocre character animations.
What are you doing here?
It's been a while, I know.
Yeah. Years.
The art style is a peculiar sort of mix between pastel wax pencils or
And I
oil
wouldn't
paints
be here
and
if it weren't
cel-shaded
important.
graphics, which almost clashes with the seriousness
What
of the
brings you-
gameplay elements.
I mean,
Cartoony or not, this is a
you
hardcore
say?
survival game. Aside from the interesting choice of visuals, the sound presentation is on point. The music adds just the right amount of tension and cinematic scope, while the in-game sound effects really help with both the immersion and non-visual gameplay cues. Aside from the campaign, which has adopted the episodic release method so popular lately, there is a simple survival mode which feels very similar to Ark, Rust, or Miscreated. And very much like these games, The Long Dark has physical conditions to monitor, weather to avoid, crafting systems to learn, and a steep learning curve. If you like any of these survival games, chances are high that you'll like this one. But if you're wanting something new and engaging, the only real reasons to approach this title is the addition of a campaign story to the formula, and the peculiar and quirky presentation. All in all, I like this game, but it's not something I think I'd find myself coming back to frequently. Your mileage may vary.